Good morning from a street in Portugal, and today we are on a reel and sail adventure. We're going to take a train from our base in CONCİICAO to Vila-Real de Santo Antonio, and from there we're catching a ferry across the Guadiana river to AYAMONTE in Spain. So why don't you come along and see how it all goes? And before we go any further, why not consider subscribing to the channel? I really do appreciate all your support. The station at CONCÍICAO makes up part of the Algarve line, which connects the stations of Lagos to the west with Vila-Real to Santo Antonio in the east. It runs for 140 kilometers or about 87 miles. And this section of the line from Tavira to Vila-Real opened in April 1906. So we are here. We're going to here. So just a few, I think there's 20 minutes on the train. And the telltale signs of a level crossing bell makes it clear that our train is approaching. We're on a Series 0450 diesel multiple unit, originally classed as a 0400 when they were built in the 1960s. They were modernised and refurbished in 1999 and were redesignated as a Series 0450. However, these units will not be in use for much longer as the line is being prepared for electrification. So as I said, we're setting off from CONCÍICAO. There'll be 3 intermediary stops before we reach the terminus of Vila-Real, and from there, after a short walk, we'll make our way down to the river and take the 15-minute ferry crossing to AYAMONTE in Spain. So how much did the fare cost? Well, for an adult single it was €2.35. You can purchase your ticket on the CP app, or if you prefer, you can do what I did, which was to unleash my Portuguese on an unsuspecting CP conductor. And you can probably hear quite a bit of chit-chat in the background. And I've got to say, we took a number of train journeys when we were on our holidays in Portugal, and every train was absolutely packed. Now, admittedly, that doesn't always make it easy for filming, but I just thought it was great to see the trains so busy. Unfortunately, I was on the wrong side of the train to catch the station at Montegordo, but the view from the other side wasn't too bad either. And a few minutes after leaving Montegordo, we are arriving at the final station on the line, Vila-Real de Santo Antonio. So this is Via de Santo Antonio, and that's leg one of the rail and sail completed. Done the rail, now it's time to sail. So the railway line originally carried on, so you can see, or carried on from the station. This is where it stops, and it did run along here, and the old station can still be found, so that's what we're going to just have a wee look for, and then we're going to get on the boat. And after walking up and down a road for a ridiculous amount of time, I eventually gave up. I think this is the old railway station behind the bus station. Anyway, it opened in the 1940s and it closed in 1998. So I wonder why the railway station closed there. I mean, to me it makes sense to have the station there with it being on the river, so there's access to industry, but then maybe the industry's all stopped and that's why the railway station closed. I don't know. If you know why the original terminus at Via Real de Santo Antonio closed, please let me know in the comments. If walking up and down a road looking for a railway station which closed over 25 years ago isn't your thing and you want to get straight to the ferry, well, on leaving the station, walk straight down the road. You'll approach a small roundabout, carry on straight, and when you reach Rua de Angola, turn left and walk until you reach the river. The ticket office is located behind the bus station, and the town is laid out in a grid formation generally, so as long as you're heading towards the river, you should be fine. I mean, if we can find it, anyone can find it.
Eso es. Aquí van todos.
And the fare for this crossing was €2.50 for an adult. Be aware, you will only be sold a single ticket. You need to purchase your return ticket on the Spanish side of the river. But I'll put a link in the description to the ferry company's website, which will give you details about costs and timetables. But here is our ferry. It's the Campino. She was built in 1946 and is a very sturdy, fish. She's a very sturdy vessel indeed. And in addition to foot passengers, she does carry cars. How many cars do you reckon you're getting on there? Half a dozen? A dozen? Let me know what you think in the comments. So on the other side of the river, you can see where we're headed, the town of Ayamonte in Spain.
And what are we going to do there? He's going to spend his money and buy me lunch.
And not long after boarding, it was time for us to cast off. There was plenty of music being played on board, but I am convinced that this is going to get me a YouTube copyright infringement thing. So I'm going to put some music of my own over this little section of the journey. I know some people can't stand music on YouTube videos, but I'm going to do it. Sorry. So that was a rousing rendition of the Portuguese national anthem. Did you know that the Spanish national anthem doesn't have any lyrics? So the next time you watch Spain play football and their players are lined up all stony-faced, it's not because they're being rude or lack passion, it's just because there's no words. Anyway, here we are in Ayamonte. Up until 1991, this ferry port was the only connection between Portugal and Spain in Huelva. The international bridge opened in 1991, but it doesn't allow pedestrians to cross it, or indeed bicycles apparently. so the ferry is still very popular with locals and tourists. Anyway, I thought as we were getting close I would go and have a look at the passenger accommodation, and here it is. Right, so we've done train, boat, and now we are in Spain at a tapas bar. So it doesn't get much better than that. All is well with our world. Good?
Pues.
Thank you so much for watching, and we will see you on the next one. Bye. Just a wee postscript. We're heading back to the station at Villarreal, and I thought I would take a few shots in and around the station just to let you see what it looks like. Now, I would say that has a bit of an Art Deco vibe going on. Is it? Am I right? Please let me know in the comments. I'm terrible with my architecture. Indeed, this isn't the original station in Villarreal. The design for this station was drawn up in 1936 and the station opened in September 1945, and I think it looks fab. Got the ticket office which is closed. That is a very cool station block.